Hello and welcome. This will actually be my first stream on TikTok. So for those of you joining in the future, totally glad to have you here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be painting. So I typically, it's so interesting. I typically do these streams on YouTube, but TikTok has sent out all these amazing invites for me to start streaming on YouTube that I just couldn't turn it down. So that said, I'm gonna go ahead and just get started here. Now, one thing that I think is always important, having some gloves when you're oil painting. Now, oil paints are not necessarily, super dangerous, but some of the chemicals that you work with to help like clean your materials and stuff can often be can be harsh on your body, and some of the stuff in oil paints you don't want to like digest or anything. So just stay safe, and just to overall protect my hands and being very, very health conscious, I like to wear gloves. So that's it. For those of you joining in, thank you. I haven't started painting yet. We're just getting in the process of setting up right now. I mean, this is all always a process. So here I have a canvas here just to recommend. So this is a canvas or palette that I can actually close and cover, and on top of that is a glass palette, which is amazing for painting. And we're going to be finishing this one. This one's already done. I'm done with this one, but I want to be working on this one. So I just needed to leave it up here so it could dry. And that said, yeah, totally. Wow, this is really interesting. So, hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? So we're gonna go here and so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna pull this, maneuver this up, and let's go with this. This one's complete. It is available for purchase at some point. So if anybody seeing this right now wants to purchase it, we can chat about that. But before we go ahead with selling that, I do want to say that we're going to get started with this. And I'm actually going to raise this a little bit. I think it's a little too low. I like to paint a little higher. So here we go. I think that's a better height than before. So how's everyone doing today? Share some thoughts. I'd like to know how everyone's doing, even though I may not be able to chat because some of these things go so fast. Like these conversations, these chat windows. I might need to get a manager at some point, a TikTok live manager, which one day I will have. I'll have a team of people helping me do my TikTok lives. But totally glad for anybody that's here, and if you're into painting or into art, feel free to send me a message or anything. I'll be glad to have a conversation with you about it. But here we go. So this is Cien with Girl in Lap, or with the child in her lap. And this is based on a Vincent van Gogh painting, or drawing. It was originally a drawing, and I have this series right now where I turn drawings into paintings. And I'm going to just use a overall pretty large, this is a Velvet Touch Princeton brush, so a round tip brush, pretty standard brush. And I think I'm just going to use this to paint. This one's going to be pretty loose, pretty fun, as you can see. So far, it's very, very loose. So cleaning off the brush, giving it a nice good cleaning, making sure all the paint is off of it from last time. And then putting in some oil. And we're going to be starting here in just a moment. But for those of you tuning in, thank you so much. And let's do this. So we're staying pretty loose with this. So we're just going to use a nice round brush and let's get started. So we're going to go with some colors, like a darker color on this child here. We're actually going to adjust this area. So let's go with, actually I should get my colors ready. What am I doing? Alright, so let's get some colors on this palette here. Red, orange, yellow, green. I'm thinking red, orange. So it's either purple. I'm trying to think of a good color combination for our characters here. So red, orange, red and green, blue and yellow. No, purple and yellow. So I'm gonna go with a red. Let's bring in some red. I'm gonna bring in a crimson and a mauve. So we're gonna go with a crimson and a mauve. So you know these are my artscape. These are like very these are student quality paints. So you know, great for students. Great for learning, experimenting. You can get a lot for a little. But I do typically, I still have a lot of this left over, so I'm trying to use it all up. But, you know, I've definitely since upgraded to higher quality paints. And I probably need more than that. But anyway, here's a mauve. I'm going to go with a mauve. We're going to lay that down right there. And now we're going to get our yellow and green. So, our Georgian cad yellow, lemon yellow. The thing about the Georgian is they use this sticker to put the color on. So like once it reaches a certain point, it's kind of annoying, but that's okay. Always gotta have these too, these little rollers. These rollers come in so handy. So that said, I'm gonna start rolling out the paint. And I usually keep an open palette, and what that means is I don't necessarily have a color combination that I don't stick with only the colors that are on here. I keep my palette open to different colors. Open color palette. This is a good starter amount, so let's go ahead and grab this. And our goal right now is to basically just block in some of our characters. So what are two colors that go well? I want to make them look warm. So a red and a purple. I'm gonna give the child the mauve. I'm gonna work the mauve in with the child. Let's spread out. Spread some of our paint out a little bit. All right, so let's make this a little bit of a darker red for her, actually. So I'm gonna go with make them feel warm. Start going ahead and painting in. And there we go. Let's get some white on here. Always need the white. Where's our white? Gotta be able to use multiple hands on this. So hope you're all doing fantastic today. Do you paint dogs? Looking to commission? Peace to your dog. Hey, yeah, sorry to hear about your dog. Definitely, send me a message. I'm actually very grateful for you to request something on this live stream. Yeah, interestingly enough, I've had a lot of pet requests lately. But yeah, send me a private message, and I would be happy to look into it. Let me know the details. And just gonna be wearing a dress, so we're just gonna go ahead and lock this area in. Nothing too difficult right now. Just coloring in some of the space. But you know what we're also going to do? We're going to add some light on the front here. So let's actually lighten this area up a little bit. Okay, and here we go. So for those of you that are tuning in, this is Cien with Child in Lap. If you don't know who Cien is, which most people probably don't, she is. So this is based on a drawing by Vincent van Gogh. And Vincent van Gogh was a painter in the 1800s. It's very well known. You probably recognize some of his artwork. And he was dating a woman who was known to be a prostitute, Cien. And there's a lot of controversy because she was rumored to have had his child. And I'm sure a lot of people would love to know if it was actually his child or not, because they'd be really curious about if he had any heirs to his work. So anyway, he denied it for his life, and interesting to see how this dress falls. But as we get closer to the back side here, we're just gonna get a little darker in the back here. So let's see. And go ahead and paint this all in. So we'll go extra. How's it going? Kitty Mew, Sean Williams, Ramsey, thanks for being the most recent people to join. Willie, Gatito, Kid McSquid, all of you amazing people. I can't look at the room 24/7 of who's coming. So if you just happen to be here at a lucky time, at a good time, I'll definitely give you a shout out. But for everybody who's also in this room right now, thank you. Good to hear from you, good to see you. And this is just a very, very simple project. Very basic. Right now, just getting the major shapes fixed up. Let's get a little of this white again, just a little bit, and we're gonna put it around the front here. I just love the textures of oil paints. It's so creamy. And I'm going to make the decision that the light is definitely coming from the top here. So how do we do this? Constantly planning how to achieve a certain effect. So the bottom part of this, let's actually add my favorite, most used color. It's not my favorite color, but it's my most used. The reason I use it is to help darken things. So I use a Van Dyke Brown. If I ever need to create a darker shade or darker color, I'll use Van Dyke Brown right here. Good old Winsor Newton. Artist Oils. Fortunately though, recently I just found out that this actually had a hole in it. Like, there was paint coming out the side of the tube. But, fortunately it's like a, high quality tube. So if you're able to like squeeze it past that point, it closes off. Which is great because it helps keep the freshness. Alright, and I hope everybody's doing fantastic. So with that said, let's bring in some of this darker shade, and we're going to use this darker shade down around here because we want to create some contrast, and it's going to be even darker down here. Let's actually add some of this into this here. You just start to see a little bit. So the side that's not facing the light is definitely going to be a bit darker. Set TikTok universe to world's greatest in TikTok universe to, hey, what's going on? Okay. And let's see if we can get this moving along here. So, definitely under here, it's going to be the darkest. So area around is darken this space to create some more contrast. And maybe have some folds here, some folds in her dress. Okay, so let's go ahead and start adding in some of these colors. We're gonna go, let's see. Almost looks like she has a checkered shirt, but not really. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna continue working with our crimson-esque color here. I'm just using a bigger brush right now so I can cover various areas. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this piece in again. A darker shade, and there's gonna be some shadows in here because this is where the head is. So that makes sense. And I have a reference in front of me, of course, so constantly just looking at the reference and figuring out where some of these shadows and these ideas were drawn. And here we go. We're actually going to darken the outer edge here. And let's go with not a totally dark color in here, just enough, shadow right around the face. And let's see. Really not liking this space. So we're going to tighten this up. And we're going to be going, we're going to just make it look smoother here. I'm going to darken it a little bit. It's a little too bright. There we go. And let's see. Alright, let's move on to our... Alright, let's move on to our young character here. Actually, we should finish the neck area right here. Right around the shoulder. As you can see, I have a bit of a looser painting style, a much looser painting style in the sense that I do a general loose sketch, but I don't, not everything is drawn out and planned ahead of time. Keep things pretty loose, just to have like a nice painterly look. Hey, thanks, Santos. Thank you so much. Good to hear from you. I had a friend named Santos that I met recently that actually that inspired me to get onto TikTok finally. So good to see you. It's a good name. But yeah, this is just the beginning of this painting. For those of you that are interested in learning how to paint and stuff, this is basically a part that's called the block-in. And basically what you do during a block-in is you're pretty much creating the it's hard to, for a block-in, you're creating a general look. You're getting in all the major shapes of a painting. And then you start to add some of the more detailed areas later. I was gonna say it's hard to explain and do a totally different thing at the same time, so I'm gonna have to take a break, learn to talk and explain at the same time that I'm doing something. So here we go. We're gonna continue on. Then here I'm taking a bit of oil because it helps to spread the paint a bit easier. If you're ever in need of if you ever feel like your paints are not moving the way you want them to, basically one of your options is to add oil. You know what I find is really, really special about this portrait right here is the idea of the fact that Vincent van Gogh drew this, and of this drawing in general, because looking back at the actual situation, so Vincent van Gogh did this painting, the drawing of a woman named Sienne, and Sienne was the woman he was dating at the time. And back then, super controversial because she was a prostitute. And thinking, I mean, there's still some conservative people that are like, very against that today. But you gotta think, I mean, first of all, it's legal in Amsterdam today, so it's not that big of a deal. Back then, especially in these days, like the 1800s, boy, were people were very judgmental back then. And, people still are, but back then, probably even worse than anything we could possibly imagine today. And, Vincent van Gogh was willing to make a painting of Sienna, a prostitute, or a drawing, and turned her into fine art. Whereas, there were not many people back then who would have done that. Not many people would have done that. So anyway, that's a little history lesson there. But we're gonna go, let's make this a little bit lighter around the top here. So she's gonna go okay. All right, for everybody that joined, Robert Santos, thank you for tuning in. If you're artists, definitely feel free to connect. I'm always, maybe we could do a live at another time where we're both streaming and painting or drawing or doing some type of work. I know someone invited me to a live recently to join this live just now, but I'm not familiar with the tools yet, so I don't necessarily want to I don't want to get too overboard with how much I do in one day with TikTok Live. Since I'm just getting familiar with this platform, I don't know about all the risks and stuff. And when I say risk, I mean like the risk of not having a moderator. Alright, so her head definitely needs to be smaller, so we're going to use this opportunity to make her head smaller. I'm going to go tighten this up, or actually going to this would be about a child-sized head, right? There we go. All right, that's good. All right. So we've got the general block in. Hey, Edna. Hey, Jason. Hey, KJ. Thanks for tuning in. You know what I love about like live streaming is, it takes your mind off of just painting. Because I was doing these on YouTube, but I've gotten so many invites from TikTok, and it actually feels like feels like TikTok wants you there to live stream for them or with them. Whereas, I'm monetized on YouTube, so I actually, generate some income when I stream on YouTube, but they don't really, I think they're so big now that they don't really, it's not really for the creator, if that makes sense. It doesn't really feel like it's for the creator. It just feels like, hey, if you're big, come here and, we'll give you some, we'll make an effort to get your content out there. But as far as TikTok goes, I've definitely gotten so many requests, like emails, like, oh, hey, come do this TikTok or whatever. So I thought I'd give it a shot today. And one thing that's good is it'll take your mind. If you're painting and you need these like little mental breaks, you take these quick little mental breaks that help you to regain and recapture your focus when you're chatting with people. So anyway, let's see. This needs to be more. This area needs to be. There we go. And this girl has some folds in her dress as well, so I'm gonna add some folds in here. Okay. And now for the feet. So since we're going to be working on like the feet, you might as well go straight to let's see. thinking here, might as well go straight to a body color, like a skin tone. So I still have so much paint on this thing though. I want to do something with it. Maybe I can just add some effects here. Yes. Really use up this paint. All right. I like that. I like these little effects that we've created. Okay. Now let's see. Let's clean up this brush and let's get off some of the paint that is collected. Maybe you don't necessarily need to clean it off just yet. We're going to go to use a different brush. And this brush, I'll go with a smaller brush here. Brush has gotten so rough. Let's see. That's one piece of painting that they don't always tell you. You constantly need to like invest in brushes. Now, if you take really good care of them, like, or you just splurge on really super good, expensive ones, they can last you a very long time. But at the same time, so I'm going to make a skin color here, and just so I can use up some of the colors that I already have, I'm going to experiment. We're going to experiment with a gold yellow ochre and use this color. And it's almost like a sienna, but we're just going to stick with that. Hello, Frozan, Matthew Coviet, Hank Soft, Ghostfaced, Mersh D. That's I can't read Arabic by seeing Arabic name. Hello, Afghan King 313. Hello, what's going on? Thank you for joining in and coming to observe the painting session. Very glad to have you here. You are all very welcome. You're all very welcome to be here. So, that said, let's see, what color, how should we go about this face? Let's bring in some of our palette knife. And mix with that. Bring in our white, of course. A little too dark. Nice soft skin color. Let's go with this. A little bit of a... It's going to block in with these colors here. Just start placing down our colors. One thing very interesting about Vincent, he would always give his people such large hands. Very funny guy. Maybe not funny, but very intuitive guy. Socially intuitive. Like having an understanding of what how people want to appear to others. Let's see. Invite. Let's see. Army 7, H. Marie, Jim Will. Hello. Welcome. Right now, just painting, blocking in certain spaces. This is the one challenge. It's the beauty, but the challenge of working with oils. The challenge is that it takes a while to dry. So the beauty is that challenge is that it takes a while to dry. The beauty is that you can work and rework your space for quite a while. Work and rework your areas. Alright, and here we go. So this might actually take more than one day, but fortunately I have another painting that I'm going to start today as well. Alright, I have another painting that I'm ready to begin right after this. Okay. Alright, here we go. So, those are some feet with shoes on them. So right as I finish this, I'll be working on that next. Right now, just getting the overall blocking in. And by blocking in, I mean the overall large areas of color. I'm gonna make the child's face just a little lighter. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was a mistake, but that's okay. We can work that later. And Deja2552, Team Bump, Birdman, Landon Miller, how you doing? Thanks for jumping in today. Good to see y'all. Or not necessarily see y'all, but be able to have you in the room here. Just taking a quick break. So I have this problem with my hair. And it's a blessing, but it's also annoying in situations like right now. So my hair is constantly falling into my face and it becomes annoying when I paint, so I gotta use this hair clip with like missing teeth to try to keep it out of my hair, out of my face. It keeps falling out. But let's see. Birdman, Landon Miller. All right. Good to hear from all of you. So let's see what to do now. You know, my one disappointment in my painting style is I have this habit, right? This is the standard habit that, you know, most people do, is blocking in your painting, which is what I'm doing. And then, you know, you paint over that. But what I'd really like to do, and I experiment with this sometimes, is just to paint as I go, rather than trying to, you know, use the traditional method of doing things. So, let's bring back some green here. We gotta get rid of this space. If you're hearing that, it's because the local, there's some yard work being done. But, you know, you got to work in a space. When it comes to oil paints, you have to work in a space that's ventilated. So I tend to keep all my doors and windows open. So if you hear some outdoor noise, that's why. But let's fix up this space right here. We're gonna go with, bring out a little bit of a yellow, a little bit of a green. There we go. Oof. Paint around the sides. I like this painterliness. It's like you can see the brush effects. So I'm gonna aim to keep that. So I'm not covering everything, but I do want to fix this area at least. Let's go. See, as you move on to your major painting, it becomes harder and harder to edit areas. Huh. You have to use thicker amounts of paint. So let's go with a lot. I'm gonna make this super thick right here. Guess if you're gonna do something, you might as well go all out, right? Here we go. So one thing about dry oil paint is after it has dried, you have to, in order to paint over it, you really got to paint over it. All right, cool. By the way, this isn't like how you should paint. These are not like painting tutorials. This is just different things that I do. You know, I could do this all in a different way, but the overall effect of how I want it to look, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing what I'm doing right now. Except for the fact of, you know, painting the way you want to paint. Anything other than that, you know, there's traditional ways of painting, and there's ways that, you know, super technical artists paint. At the end of the day, we all got to find and choose our own voice. Okay, let's see. What should we do now? Let's go. Let's go here. So we're gonna go make these shoes basically super dark brown. this one is also going to come around. Looks black, but it's actually brown. Although I think in this situation, I definitely could have used the black. And here we go. So now is a good time to paint in the rest of this space. So we're going to go back to the dress color and we're going to make it, paint around it. Make sure that we get a nice color difference here. I don't like the way this foot looks, but we'll fix that later. For now, I'm going to go give this dress some more texture. So let's see, Birdman, hello. Orlando Miller, Pinda, Ali, Ugyen, Dema, hello. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So let's see, we're gonna go here, fix this new space. That is one really good thing about oils, is that you can constantly update and improve and adjust. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing for those of us that are not, that like to do things freehand rather than, you know, there's a way of doing this where you like take a piece of paper, and then you draw out exactly what you want to do, like all the shadows and everything, and then you take the paper and then you put it onto your canvas and you basically transfer the drawing onto your canvas and then you just paint directly on top of that. But I like I like to be more free-handed. It's gonna sound pretty pretentious, but it makes me feel more artsy that way. But it also creates a lot of headache. So, you know, you gotta choose your own. I guess the other way isn't really poison, but, you know, I guess we all pick our poisons. So anyway, I don't really like how this arm disappears, so I'm gonna brighten this up a little bit. Let's brighten up this rouge. There needs to be a much bigger contrast between the arm and Okay. And now, time to get to some of these faces. Let's do it. So we are going to use a darker shade to put in some of the features. So let's go here, and we're gonna go right here. I could be darker. And let's go with this for the eyes. Dark space for the nose. Maybe a little bit more delicate than that. Right now, just capturing some of these shadows here. And let's see who else is here. Nighttime, Ugyen Dema. Hello. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's see. What should we do? I'm gonna keep using these darker shade here. Let's go. Let's go with okay. Let's go here. Use the lightened version of this right along the front of the cheek here. And here we go. So a little bit of add a little bit of some texture on the face. I'm going to take an even smaller brush now. I'm going to paint in some of the eye details. So So let's go with there we go. This will look different once we tighten up some of the space around it. But for now, let's get this ear area. There's an ear. Let's get the little girl's features, the child's features. So precious. Yeah, actually we should get this thumb right here. So let's go do the thumb right around here. There we go. What is up, nighttime Elbin? Good to see y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And let's see. Let's do this. And do a little bit of a mouth here. Okay. Now what we gotta do let's paint in some hair. We're gonna give her just give her a nice little head of brown hair. Some brown hair to match. Okay, so let's go. Let's tighten up this hair. Be a little bit more neat. There we go. And let's see. So what I'm working on now is really tightening up the space. Just building around it. And let's blend in this shoulder area. So we're gonna go with our space. Push her body in. I'm going to have her cheek really end right around here. We're going to go back to our skin tone brush now. Let's just tighten this space up. I'm just using this brush to blend in some of the color around the cheek. Bring this back. Let's see. How many brush I just have? Let's see who else has joined. Thomas VR's Godchild, Omar Ortiz. Hello, welcome. Good to have y'all be a part of this. They're constantly working this piece. And let's pull off some of these little things. Just cleaning it up a little bit. Getting these little bits, and what happens is, like, if your paint dries, you try to use some of it, what can happen is you get these little pieces of paint flake. And sometimes it's okay to like have these raised areas, but if it's not on purpose, I don't like them. The hair has some texture here, which I'll leave, but some of these other ones, I'll leave that. You can really sometimes only see it from the side. You can't notice it from a different angle. There we go. All right, and now let's tighten up this area. We can really push this space a bit more. Actually, let's use the big brush, why not? Let's go, she's got the purple. So we're gonna go with the bright purple. All right, before we work on before we start to take a break and let this painting dry, let's go with this chair. We're gonna go work in this chair. This chair is just gonna be a very dark color. Oops. Make this a dark wooden chair. And here we go. All right. Let's bring back this brush. Let's see if we could get rid of some of this area here. There we go. And then about this? This part, my goodness. I'm gonna have to use a lot of paint to get that fixed. Let's see what we can do. I just have to wait for it to dry a little bit. Oh yeah, we could do this tree too. Let's work on that. So there's a nice tree in the background. If it's a tree, it's probably gonna have some white in it, some blues. And for the record, I only use Vincent's drawing as a reference. So, you know, this isn't necessarily painting in his style. Which I'm doing this mostly to just experiment with developing a personal painting way. But let's go. Okay, so we're gonna leave that for now. And shall we do it? Let's go. Tighten up the space around the face. So we're going to go with, let's use a little bit of blue actually. deciding on a good color that I might be able to use to update this background. So I kind of like that it's like a night. It's like a orange, reddish evening with some hints of blue. So let's go with which one? Finding the right color for this. Damn. I just flung off a huge chunk of paint onto the floor. Okay, let's get this. Fortunately, oil paint takes a while to dry, so let's see, we're going on. This won't leave any permanent stains. Let's see what we can do with this white here. Yeah, I like this. Good old traditional blue. It helps to highlight them a little bit better, too. I could just paint around them, but, you know, I always like to try different ways of doing things. See what kind of effects we could get. All right, well, that's gonna be that for this painting specifically. Let's see what else we could do. I'm gonna use some of this just to highlight the space. Give this chair some shape simply by adding light around it. And by light, I mean just like a brighter color. A little bit of a contrast. Okay. Gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Hey, thank you for giving me a heads up, TikTok. Alright, so everybody, ... Hello, Terry Herwehe. Hello, and Adil Gill. Hello. Welcome to our painting session. Thank you for jumping in. I'm gonna take a pause right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna plan our next painting, because I gotta give this painting some time to dry. This painting needs some time to dry. So, and by the way, y'all are here for a special occasion. This is a special occasion because this is an 11. So the size of this, the way I like to improve my painting and challenge myself is I like to constantly aim for bigger and bigger canvases. And this is an 11 by 14 canvas. I painted about 40 of these, 30 of these maybe, 30 to 40 of these on this size. And this is my last one right here. And this is going to be the last painting on this size. At least for a little bit, I'm going to upgrade. I have like 50 canvases of the next two sizes up, which would be about 12 to 16 and 14, or 16 and 18 by 20, I think, is the next size after that. So, you're only here for my very last painting, or before I graduate myself to the next size up. The next size up. And I've painted bigger ones before. It's just, this is one of those times where I like to challenge myself and gradual process to slowly move up and up and up. And let's put this one, let's see where you can still see it. I'm gonna move this one over to the side like so. That should be okay. Sadly though, after I increase the size of my next painting, I'm not gonna have the same. I'm not gonna be able to fit multiple of them on one display anymore. That's okay. I kind of like this idea of being able to see two paintings at once, particularly as far as live streaming goes. But of course, the painting is more important than the live stream. I'm not saying y'all are not important. I think y'all are very important. I just mean that the focus is on the artwork. And if I could do both, I will, to display both paintings, both the ones I'm working on. But the artwork is what is important. That's what you all came for, right? Came to watch. So, okay, we're about to start our last painting on this size of a canvas. So, let's see, size-wise, I might have to, let me see if I could justice. It's a little bright over there, but that's all right. So let's see. Let's get onto this. Oh yeah, I gotta get my window ready. So I use references. I'm using references right now. These are not all made up off the top of my head. Huh. I am missing a reference here. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's make this one a loose painting. This is gonna be a looser painting. I'm not going to use a reference, so we're just gonna see what it comes up with. So this is interactive. I'm gonna be interactive right now. If any of you want to see something or want to have something painted on here, no names or words, or maybe I might put words, but if there's something that you want to see painted on here, let me know. But we're just gonna experiment with this, have some fun, and this is gonna be a fun painting. So let's just start with whatever I have on here. Let's start with a line. If anybody has any words or suggestions that you want to see, feel free to say it. And you know, I will put the word TikTok on here. Let's go TikTok. Okay, so here we go. This is my TikTok, TIK. TikTok. Okay. Now let's go ahead and experiment. Straw face. Okay, here we go. This is our loose painting. And what do we want to do? How do we want to paint this? How are we going to do this? Tuck. It's going to be waving. Hello, TikTok is the name of this painting. And let's go. I think I'm ready for another color. Colors I want to use, definitely go with the red again. Red, orange, let's see, purple. Maybe blues and purples will be good. Might as well just stick with within the range of our color here. TikTok. All right, are we done with this brush? We're gonna be done with this brush for now. Let's go. What else can I paint? I can paint an arm. Let's paint some shapes. And let's go. Hello, Bon Hongwin, Hanwin, Haley Buckingham, X Hunix, Brando. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all here having a wonderful day. So TikTok, and let's see what's next. I think this is time to start mixing it up a little bit. You want to give him a collar or something? A tie? Yeah, let's give him a tie. We're going to give this gentleman a tie. Just so we could finish up this paint. Nice little tie. Actually, you know what we could do? We could darken this piece. Add some shadow over here. We're gonna go with this. I always very much enjoy a good combination of colors. So this is a purple, gonna use some red. Let's go back to our crimson. And let's use this. We're gonna love playing with palette knives to get the colors. So let's go. Okay. That's good. Let's do the funny thing and give this person a human-like color. Give it a human-like color here. Just to make it feel weird, unusual, sort of human. What now? Let's go blue around the outside. Use the same brush. Same brush to go blue. TikTok. And some more of this red. Let's get more of that. Is that crimson? Cad red. Let's go cad red. I think the red has lost its color here. It's a little too blended, so I want to make some contrast there. We're going to do that by just bringing in some white here. TikTok. You still see that that's TikTok, right? Good. And here we go. Let's go. Let's use one of my favorite brushes now. Haven't had an opportunity to use these brushes in a while. Alright, so haven't had an opportunity to use one of these brushes in a while. But let's go give him paint on the rest of his face. I just love how thick this paint gets laid on with this brush. And I think the interesting thing about this piece is that the message behind it is that there is a level of creativity in TikTok that you can find here, that you can find in TikTok, but in very few other places. Because TikTok is a opportunity for all creators. And honestly, like, after having experience with TikTok more recently, you know, as far as all the other platforms go, TikTok really, really, really wants creators. Whereas I think the other platforms that I've used say they do. They say, hey, here's resources as a creator, but I don't really feel like they invite you to become a creator. So, you know, I think this is an important message of, you know, no matter what your craft is, to, oh yeah, I gotta paint. Let's see what else. Boom, 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 boom. Get that paint on there. Get that paint on there. Yeah, I definitely feel like TikTok has wanted creators, and it's like, hey, if you're a creator, here's what we'll do for you. Here's why we want you, you know? Which I find really interesting about TikTok. Even though I know it's like automated emails and stuff, but I don't feel like that's the same way. I've been with YouTube for many years, and I don't feel like it's the same thing with YouTube. YouTube doesn't give me that same feeling. At least not now, not yet, not recently. That's okay. Still make YouTube videos. So here we go. I think we're gonna be almost done with this. Let's go with, how long have I been live for? It doesn't even say. What else do we still need to do here? Let's paint the eyes. What's a good color that goes with against purple? Yellow. So let's do that. Let's go with our yellow for the eyes. Pick up. Where can we include this? I use a bunch of different brushes. I don't even know what color TikTok's main colors are. Is it black, white, blue, red? Like all the colors, I think. I mean, blue and red pretty much make purple, so I think it's a good mix. Let's bring in our yellow. It's gonna have to be yellow-green because I don't feel like getting a tube of yellow. Opening up a new tube of yellow here. Neon, yeah, there we go. A little bit of neon yellow. TikTok. Alright. And this is our TikTok painting. This is my final painting of a canvas this size. And let's put our signature on this baby. do it in pink. It's going to just be named Hello. I like this. I like this little effect that we're getting. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna call this a complete on this project actually, and that's it for painting for this morning. We might, or I'll probably come back in a few hours to paint something else or to finish up either this painting or start another one. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on here soon. I'm very glad to have been a part of everyone's day in some form or fashion, whether you tuned in for 1 second or whether you're still here. It's great to be able to do this live stream for you, aka a show. I mean, basically watch the show, right? And we're going to wrap this all up. Let's see. So not totally going to wrap everything up, just pop our cover on top of our paints. It's not going to do much because I'm not going to seal it because I'm going to be painting later today. But with that, everybody, thanks for tuning in. And, totally great to be able to create something for you. And be sure to tune in for some future episodes because we're going to be upgrading our canvas sizes, so it's going to get even wackier.